Welcome back to Couch Collectibles. Today we're going to be looking at some Washington quarters that are worth money, specifically some silver quarters that you should always be on the lookout for, different types of errors to look for, things of that nature. So let's just hop right into it. But don't forget, real quick, check out couchcollectibles.com. Link is always in the description of every single video. Alright, so first up with the 1946 Washington quarter. If you have one or come across these silver quarters, look for a double die obverse. So here's doubling on the lettering, on the date. Always be on the lookout for that on your 1946 silver Washington quarters. Now this quarter here didn't sell for a lot of money, but it is a double die obverse, so a DDO, and it is graded at a mint state 65. And this quarter here sold for a little over $30. So again, like I said, nothing too crazy. But if we go to this quarter here, this quarter sold for over $3,700, and it's got some amazing toning to it around the, some natural toning to it there around the rim of the coin. So that is really awesome. And this coin is graded at a mint state 67, so that will give it all of its value, the high grade. Again, if you guys are not familiar with coin grading, I have videos on that. Be sure to go search Couch Collectibles coin grading here on YouTube, and you will find those videos. Alright, so like I said, $3,700 for that coin. But also on your 1946, with the D mint mark, you want to look for a repunched mint mark. And you can really see this with your coin microscopes, which I have available on couchcollectibles.com. Now, this repunched mint mark, you can kind of see it if you look to the right and above it, directly above the D, you can kind of see how it's repunched. So always be on the lookout for that. And you can also look for repunched mint marks on the S mint mark for the 1946 as well. So keep that in mind. Inspect your S mint marks and D mint marks closely. The RPMs, repunched mint marks, can be found on various denominations of coins, which I talk about in my other coin videos. So always be on the lookout for them. They can give your coins a little bit of value. Like we said on the other quarter, a double die obverse. Also look for doubling on the back, a double die reverse. So look for that on the lettering of the coin. And this coin here does have that double die reverse. You see it's graded at about uncirculated 58. And this quarter sold for over $800 US. 800 bucks. Now for the 1946 no mint mark, again, this is solely valuable because of its high grade of a mint state 67 by Pcgs. And this Washington quarter sold for over $4,000. Now for the 1946, if we look here on the coin side, you can see that it says RPM repunched mint mark. And that's what we just looked at, the S mint mark being repunched. However, this coin has got a very, very high grade. It's got some nice toning to it as well. So, that really helps in the value. And this quarter sold for over $3,800. $3,800. Now, if we look at the 1946 S mint mark that doesn't have any types of errors, but it does, again, have some amazing toning to it, this coin is graded at a mint state 68. So the coin grading scale only goes up to 70, so nearly close to a perfect grade. And this coin sold for over $8,000. $8,000 because of that high grade. Just an amazing quarter there. Check out these other quarters that you should always be on the lookout for in your coin rolls from the bank or in your pocket change. They produced over 36 million of these coins, so not too bad of a mintage. It's not hundreds of millions, but it's also not 3 million coins, but 36 million, not too bad, but fairly common. You can find these, definitely, they are out there. Now the first thing you want to look for is put your coin underneath a microscope, coin microscope. I have those available on couchcollectibles.com right now. Link is in the comments below. Now this is a double die obverse. That means that there's doubling taking place on the front of the coin on the phrase "In God We Trust." Also look for doubling on the date and all the lettering on the coin as well, just in case. Now here's an example of a 1962 quarter that has that doubling. This quarter here, because of that and because of the high grade that it has, it's graded at a mint state 66 by PCGS. This quarter here sold for over $3,200. $200. Like I said, because of the high grade and because of that double die obverse. Also, for the 1962D, they produced a lot more of those coins. They produced over 127 million of those quarters. So a lot more for the D mint mark. Speaking of the D mint mark, here's a 1962D with a repunched mint mark. Now, if we look at this picture here, we can see that the D is repunched. So you can see that with a USB coin microscope again. And this quarter here, because of that RPM, that repunched mint mark, and the fact that it's graded at a mint state 65, this quarter here sold for over $140. Now if we look at a 1962 no mint mark, this quarter's got really nice toning to it. I love coins that got nice toning like this. They look awesome. And this quarter does have a high grade at a mint state 67. So that's what gives it a lot of value. And this quarter here sold for over $4,800. Moving on to a 1962D graded by Pcgs. This is graded at a mint state 67, and because of that high grade, this silver Washington quarter sold for over $16,000. $16,000. So I would imagine there's not many of those out there with you know, a mint state 67 grade. That is one expensive and valuable quarter. This one isn't the most valuable one of the video, but it's a pretty easy error to look for. Now this is a broad struck coin. You see that taking place all around the rim of the coin there, both on the obverse, the front, and on the reverse, the back of the quarter. And this quarter here sold for over $45. So not a lot of money, but it's worth a lot more than a quarter. So if you find something like this, definitely one to keep and put into your coin collection. Next up is another 1965 quarter, of course, because that's what this whole video is about. This is where the obverse has been struck through a fragment. So when the coin was being produced, something got in the way, and this is the result of it here on the front of the quarter. You see there on the reverse is fine. The errors taking place on the obverse. Now, this quarter here sold for over $140. Next up is a 1965 Washington quarter that has been double struck, and it's got flip over and collar, so we could see that it's been double struck there. If you look to the right side of the quarter there, you could really see how the design is rotated as well. And if we go here to the reverse of the quarter, you see that taking place too. You can see the date on the back of the quarter there, 1965. You can actually see that there at the top of the quarter. So right there where it says United States, but you can see the 196 there, and you can almost see the "in and trust" of "in God We Trust" phrase. Now this quarter here sold for over $470. Moving right along to another 1965. Now this has got a broad strike and it's been double struck in collar. This is pretty much the same type of error that we looked at before. You can see the date there to the right of Washington as well as below him because of that double strike. And then that's also taking place on the reverse. This one's a little blurry, but it's also taking place on the reverse of the quarter as well. Now this quarter here sold for over $485. Moving right along to another simple error to always look out for if you're searching through rolls of quarters from the bank. Always look for the off-center errors. Now all of them aren't going to be 35% off-center like this one. It could be, you know, 5% off-center. So you really got to check and see if you could find one of these in your pocket change. Now this quarter here sold for over $250. You want to look for what is called a double die obverse, meaning that there's doubling taking place on the obverse, the front of the coin. Now on the 1963 quarter, you will see doubling taking place if it's a double die coin on the phrase "In God We Trust," and we can see that there in the image displayed as well as on the date 1963 itself. Now the 6 and the 3 are smaller there because those are two different images, the 19 and the 63, but they're images of the same coin. They just split them up in two different images, but there is doubling there on the date as well. So always be on the lookout for that. Here's a 1963 quarter that has that double die on the front of the quarter, and this coin sold for over $995. So almost $1,000 quarter for having that double die obverse and of course it's got a high grade, a mint state 67 grade. If you're not too familiar with coin grading, just type in coin grading on YouTube and you should find my videos. Next up is a double die reverse on the 1963 quarter. So that means that there's doubling taking place on the back of the quarter or the reverse of the quarter. Now you would notice that on the lettering of America there on the back of the quarter. Now the top image there is one example, the bottom image is a different example. The bottom image there, you can really see the doubling on the letter M there to the left of the M. And then on the top image, there is some minor doubling there on of America. So always be on the lookout for that. If you guys want to see your coins up close like this, you guys can get a USB coin microscope from couchcollectibles.com. Link is in the description. If you guys do purchase the microscope, you are automatically entered for the monthly giveaway. If you purchase any product on the store, you're entered for a monthly giveaway. So if you guys want to get that microscope and see your coins up close, make sure you guys click the link in the description. Alright, so next up is a very high graded 1963 quarter. It has no mint mark. That means that it was produced in Philadelphia. Now it's graded at a mint state 67, so again, very high grade, nice tone on this coin. This coin here sold for over $11,000. Now if you guys have a 1963 quarter that's all beat up and, you know, worn out and things like that, it's not going to sell for big money like this. These are extremely high graded coins here. And then for the 1963 D Denver minted quarter, this is again graded at a mint state 67, and because of that high grade, this coin sold for over $15,000. Alright guys, don't forget to subscribe in the middle, check out the videos to the left of me, and until tomorrow, I will see you all in the comment section below. This is Couch Collectibles, and this is where I disappear.